You can make an impact without tons of money. And here's how I do it. Now, this will be an unedited video. This is the first video for the channel, but I don't presume I'll be doing a lot of editing. So if you can't sit through a simple conversation, this video might not be for you. I lay in my bed often thinking I should be doing a lot more with my life, thinking that I should be doing something like this. I've been thinking about this channel for a long time, and I wonder, what is it on your mind that you're thinking that you need to do? I wonder, what is it on your mind that you're thinking that you should be doing? And it kind of keeps you up at night. And every single day you tell yourself, I'm going to do it the next day, or tomorrow I'm going to start. But you completely forgot. You didn't even write down any goals. And slowly you start to trust yourself to fail. And you don't trust yourself that you will accomplish what you want. We live in this world now where so many people, kids at such a young age, are chasing millions of dollars immediately, and they want this instant gratification. Videos on YouTube do so well because they sell the dream. They sell kids, and they brainwash the dream. And even people our age, I'm 27 years old, I'm about to be 28, and it's still an alluring concept clicking on videos about making this huge amount of money. I can appreciate the goals of making a lot of money. I'm never going to tell anybody to not aim for the stars when it comes to finance or really anything. I mean, I myself am chasing wealth as well. So I understand, I'm right there with you, but this is just a simple conversation that I want to remind you that just because you're not where you want to be with a number in the bank account doesn't mean that you are useless until that point. There's still a lot that you have to do that you're probably not doing in this very moment to the immediate people around you that are probably seeking for help and asking for help. At this point in my life, I've just started looking to serve God and pay attention to the people that need my help around me. I'm reminded of my pastor that I watch online, and he said an interesting story that really gets me every time. And so he said the only reason he's a pastor is because somebody baked him a cake years ago. Had that person not baked him a cake, he would have given his life to Jesus Christ. And now, obviously, he has a really big church, but millions of people are affected through that church by tons of donations and organizations that they are able to fund. That lady, can you imagine the impact that she had just by creating a kind gesture? The people around you, just because the gestures that you do for them, the sacrifices you make for them, and the kindness that you show them on a very simple approach, it doesn't mean it can't be an exponential effect. And so don't lose sight of what the word impact means. Impact has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with your thumbprint. Although what this man does is incredible, that lady's thumbprint will be carried on for ages now because of what she's done. I can confidently request that you do the same because I know it's the right thing to do. Whether you're a man of faith or not, you will find extreme gratitude in helping somebody that really needs the help. Maybe it's just staying up on the phone with someone for 4 hours at night. Maybe it's just letting somebody talk and vent their entire problems without you giving any advice, without you trying to solve their entire world immediately, or without you judging them and saying, why are you letting this get to you? Some people just need somebody. And the chances are, if you're caught up in yourself entirely, you're letting that person go down a path they probably shouldn't go. At one point in time, that person might be you. It most likely will be. whether it was 3 years ago or whether it's 6 years from now. This isn't a video to bash anyone. It's a video to take some weight away from the thought that you have to be this extremely rich person to be able to do anything or have any kind of status. As I've been reading the Bible a lot more, it's taught me about true confidence, true faith. There's a lot of self-help channels out there that give you lists and hacks and all these mental things and training you can do. But foundationally, if you're someone who reads the Bible, or even if you haven't, I challenge you to read it and try it out. I can credit so much of my resolve today and my thought process on handling problems and fires that pop up in my life, but in reality, it all comes down to the way I look at life through God. I was watching this video from Alex Hermosi the other day, and in there he mentioned something like, you are successful the day that you declare yourself to be successful. And so I heard this months ago from him, but that changes a lot of the perspective that just because you don't have any tangible, materialistic item in your grip right now, it doesn't mean that you are not a successful person. If you want to be a successful person and you're chasing this monetary or this tangible thing, even if it's not about money itself, just a tangible thing, or a status, all of that feeling, it comes from within. It doesn't come from anyone out. There's not many people out there that are probably casting this failure or this idea onto you that you're not good enough or that you haven't achieved anything. You could be successful just by saying, I'm going to be a great person. I'm going to chase my goals, and I won't change as a person. I will go the extra mile, and I'll do everything I'll say. I'll do everything that I'm going to say I'm going to do, or I'm going to do everything I'm going to do everything that I say I'm going to do. I don't know who needed to see this message, but we read about a lot of great people. It's always recommended to pay attention to the people who have made it to the top, people who have accomplished great things. And I encourage that as well. Absolutely. I mean, I read a ton and I listen to the advice of people who have made it and who are still having an impact on this world. But sometimes we fail to realize that we're reading their now and we're not necessarily reading their past. We're going through their past in a whim. We're flipping through these pages and we're watching this montage of them. We're watching this super cool music animated clip where it looks like such a journey, so adventurous, but it's really hell. And what I wanted to give you was, if you're someone who wants to achieve something, it could be anything you want. The best piece of advice I can ever give to anybody is your time will come. If you look at Jesus Christ, if you look at Napoleon, if you look at any of the world's historical figures, Plato, Aristotle, you can literally name anyone. All of these people, they have been remembered throughout time, but they were all completely different ages. Most people, they recognize Adolf Hitler. I'm not saying follow up with Adolf Hitler and become anything like him, but most people know his name. But prior to World War II, he was just a soldier and really didn't have anything that would make him significant. Jesus Christ was in his 30 years old. It was around 30 years old whenever he became the Jesus Christ. Of course, he was always Jesus, but what we read about him in the New Testament, he wasn't any spectacular figure for 30 years. He was just a normal guy, just like anyone else. Then you have outliers, right? Alexander the Great. Kid was in his 15, 16, 17s whenever he was ruling, conquering. Wherever your path leads you, your time will come, whether it's early on or in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Maybe you decide in your 70s to really buckle down. Maybe in your 70s you learn what the true market is for you. And that's one hell of a story as well. You know, if you're a big reader of 10X from Grant Cardone, which I read that book once or twice a year, he didn't write that book until 52, I think, 52 years old. That book changed so many people's lives. That started a whole movement, but he was 52 years old. That's half of a century before something absolutely global happened. And still he hasn't achieved his goal, I'm sure, but the point is that your time will come and you don't have to waste any time thinking that you're useless, thinking that you are not of value, and that you are not successful at this moment. All you have to do to be successful is take the actions that make you habitually a successful person. If you have to work 60-hour weeks for the next 4 years, as long as you do that, as long as you start, week 1, week 2, week 3, you're hitting those goals. You are successful now because you're able to do what you say you're going to do, and those small wins will accumulate to bigger and bigger wins. You're a man of God. I challenge you. If you don't know where to start, I challenge you with just trying to understand your purpose with God. If you're a man who follows God or claims to follow God, claims to be a Christian, as I gave myself a reality check, I think you might find an incredible amount of fulfillment. And I know I lose people here in this, and that's all right. This is what I'm supposed to do now. This is what keeps me up at night, is talking about these complicated things that people don't want to hear, and things that probably will get shunned out. But I challenge you to really deep dive into your Christianity, deep dive into your relationship with God. Do what he's asking you to do and stop ignoring it. Stop saying Jesus Christ, or stop saying Jesus, I'll be right back after I do this thing that leads down to darkness and evil. If you're someone who's feeling in any of the ways that I just said, you might want to start there.